Today I'm gonna make for you vegetable soup with garlic gnocchi. And hey, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tim Harris. I've been doing the keto lifestyle for about 15 months now. I've lost over 150 pounds. And it's my passion to help you succeed in your keto journey. What you should expect to find on this channel, everything keto, from keto, health tips to keto recipes to keto cooking videos. So as promised, let's get right into this. All right, so this is what you're gonna need for this recipe. You're gonna need a pound of ground mild Italian sausage, a half a cup of chopped onion, 2 cloves of garlic minced, a cup of water, 28 ounces of beef broth, a half a cup of white cooking wine, 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, a teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of oregano, 1 8-ounce package of sliced mushrooms, 2 cups of chopped cauliflower, 1 bell pepper chopped, 2 tablespoons of dried parsley, 1 sliced zucchini, and some fresh grated Parmesan cheese. And then you're also going to need 1 recipe uncooked keto garlic gnocchis, which I'm going to share for you after we get the soup going. So let's get this started. So we're going to take our ground mild Italian sausage. I got my Copper Chef right here. I'm just going to add this into here. Peel the paper off the back. And just get that down in there. And then I'm going to get out one of my wooden utensils here. I use a wooden spoon. We're going to break this up as it's cooking. And then once we get this cooked, we're going to drain the fat off it, and then we'll be on to our next step. So now that you got your Italian sausage brown, you want to add, if you have any fat in yours, you want to drain the fat. Because we buy, organic, there's not really a lot of fat in here. There's maybe a half a teaspoon. So I'm just going to add the onion, okay? And I'm going to add the minced garlic, okay? And I'm going to add the green pepper. Well, I used red pepper, but bell pepper. I'm going to add that in. And then we're just going to cook this around until the onions and the bell pepper get a little bit translucent, which means you'll see that they're getting soft, which shouldn't take long. If you have a lid that will fit your pan, you could turn up the heat to just about high and put the lid on it. And then for the gnocchis, the garlic gnocchis we're going to make, you're going to need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese. I prefer you shred your own. And make sure you use low moisture, part skim. Otherwise, when you make up the gnocchis and you put them in the soup, they're just going to fall apart. So again, make sure it's low moisture, part skim, okay? Mozzarella cheese. So get that, shredded up. Get yourself 3 egg yolks. Egg yolks just mean that they're like this. They don't have any egg whites in them. So you separate the yolks from the whites. And you're going to need a teaspoon of granulated garlic, which I have right here, to make up the dough. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this soup going. It should only take about 3 more minutes before we can add the other stuff. And then we're going to make the dough while the soup's cooking. And I'll show you exactly how to make them and when to add them. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share some special content with you. They're going to be a delicious little dinner bun, dinner roll that you can have to dip in the soup and enjoy with it. Now that you got the onions and the bell pepper soft the way you like it, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to add the 1 cup of water, the half a cup of white wine, cooking white wine. We're going to add the can of crushed tomatoes. Going to add all the spices. Going to add the beef broth. Be careful not to splash any hot stuff on yourself. Okay. We're going to add the cauliflower. The zucchini. And the 8-ounce package of mushrooms. Okay, and then once we have all that in there, we're going to stir it up all really good. And then we're going to simmer this. We're going to bring it to a boil. Let me see here. We're going to simmer for 30 minutes or longer so that all of this can get, well incorporated with each other, and it'll be so good and flavorful. So have your heat just a little over high so that you can get it warmed up to a simmer. And then while we're simmering that, we're going to take and preset the oven to 450 degrees for our bonus content that I told you about. But in the meantime, we're going to get this dough ready so that we can make up the gnocchis. I just need that red bowl over there, please. And you want to use a microwavable safe bowl, okay? And you want to put your 2 cups of shredded, low moisture, part skim mozzarella cheese, which we did ours right here. This is 2 cups. Okay. We want to take that, and then we want to take the teaspoon of granulated garlic, sprinkle over it. Okay. And then get yourself a dry spoon and just stir this lightly, to try to get the garlic to go all over the cheese before we start melting it. Okay, and then we're going to melt this in the microwave for up to 1.5 minutes, but we're going to do it in 30-second intervals, okay? Let me get this up here. I'll do 30 seconds, and then I'll check it. And then once we have this melted, we are going to fold in the egg yolks one at a time until a dough forms. And then we want to portion the dough into 4 different balls and chill in the refrigerator for at least 10 minutes before we get them back out. And I'll show you the next step on that, but let's get this cheese done first. Alright, so let's see here. See, it really didn't melt, so we're going to put it back in for another 30 seconds. Okay. And, that gives us time for question of the day. Do you normally eat soup at all doing keto, or do you just stick to meat protein and vegetables for your meals? Let me know down in the comments or answer this poll right up here. Alright, so now this is almost melted. We can make up these the dough for the gnocchis. Okay. Let's see how the cheese is doing. It's starting to melt now. So I'm going to stir it just a little bit. Okay, probably another 30 seconds. This will be good. I'll put that back up in there for 30 seconds. And I'm going to take and just stir my soup a little bit. And I'm going to turn this up to high so I can get the temperature up in here so this can get simmering. Okay. Let's check the cheese again. Yep, that looks well melted. So now it says just fold in the egg yolks one at a time. So I got the egg yolks right here. I'm going to try to get about 1 to go in there. Okay. And then I'm just going to fold it in, it says. All right, come on over and take a look and see how to do this. So now we got this looking like a nice dough. Okay, and we're going to divide this up into 4 balls, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator for at least 10 minutes to chill. And then we want to divide this up into about 4. Okay, so that's about 1. About 2. Three. And I'll grab some from this other one to make them about even. Okay, and then I'm just going to throw these in the fridge for 10 minutes so that they can chill in there. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes. We're going to get the dough out really quick, and we're going to make this into logs so that we can cut it into gnocchis. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some coconut oil and just put it on your hands so that these don't stick to it. Okay, and if you have a lot on there, you can just wipe a little bit off. But get your dough, roll this into a long snake type thing. Okay, so we're just going to flatten this out, stretch it out. Okay, so just keep stretching this out, like so. Okay. Get it stretched out, get it back on here. So we're going to do that to all of these, and then we're going to put this back in the fridge so that they can chill one more time. And I'm going to show you what the soup is looking like here in 1 second. Let me just get these stretched out a little bit. And you put the coconut oil on your hands so that this doesn't stick to it. Just keep working it, try to get it stretched out and round like a snake. Okay. Keep on rolling these out like a snake. And then we're going to chill these again, because it says when you do that, then it seems to work better when you put it in the soup. Try to get these stretched out. And this is my first time making this. I'm hoping it's going to turn out good. It sounds really good. I'm excited to try it. If you do make this recipe, you know, let me know what you guys think of it. I like to share recipes that everybody likes. And with your input, you know, it helps me know if I'm going in the right direction. So, okay, you just want to make these like snakes. And you know, I don't know if I'm supposed to be making these skinnier or what, because like I said, I've never made this. So I will let you know what I think also of this. So here's the bonus content that I told you I'd share with you. Thank you for staying till the end. I hope you like this recipe. It sounds really good. All right, so these are going to be garlic cheese biscuits. And you're going to need 1.5 cups of almond flour, 3/4 teaspoon of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of butter melted, and a 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. You want to make sure you preset your oven to 450 degrees, and then you want to line 12 muffins in a muffin pan with liners, or you can use a silicone molds on a baking sheet like we're going to do. All right, so what you want to do is you want to mix all the dry ingredients first. So we're going to use the KitchenAid right here for that. And I'm going to put in the almond flour. First, let me lift this up. Get the almond flour in there. Okay. And then I'm going to put in the sea salt, the baking powder, and the garlic powder. Mixing that in. And the ginger. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to turn this just on low to get it moving around in there. Alright, so now it says add the wet ingredients and blend. Okay, so we got 2 eggs. I guess that's when they want you to add the cheese also. So here's 1 egg going in. Another egg. Then the butter. And the cheese. Okay. Then you're going to want to scrape the side. So I'm going to stop this for a minute. Lift it up. Get it all out of the blade. I should have used the other blade. And actually, I'm going to change to that really quick. I forgot I had the dough hook. Let me grab that, which I have it right here. Get that on there. Okay, and while I got this open, I'm going to scrape the sides down. Okay. Put this back, lock it. And then probably turn it up to about 4 if you have the KitchenAid. Then I'm going to stop it again. I'm going to do the sides again. Move it all to the middle. And why don't you come on over and take a look and see how this is going. It's alright. Alright, so see there's the dough. Just going to lock this down. I'm going to turn this on again. And as you can see, that looks pretty good. So there's the dough. So we'll get this out of here. So that's pretty cool. This looks like a nice dough. Alright, so now I'm going to get this out of the way. Get this right off here. Let me get the KitchenAid right out of here. Alright. So now we have the dough in here. And it says drop even amounts into a muffin pan, and you want to make 12 out of it. So I have a baking sheet here with 12 silicone molds on it. I'm going to use my scooper that I got here for fat bombs to start with. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to put 1 scoop in each and see how it turns out. Whether I got to take some out of another one, what I got to do here. So that's about 1 scoop. Just going to throw that right in there. And I haven't tried these either, so I'm excited to see what they're going to taste like. I've tried making a few different, you know, keto bread recipes. I haven't really found one that I really like. So I don't mess around with breads and biscuits that often. But I seen this recipe up online and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. Maybe it will work good for me or my fans or my followers. Because I see, you know, a lot of times people are asking, hey, what's a good bread recipe? And I don't really, you know, eat bread. I don't even buy the keto bread in the store because I just, you know, after I see what's happened to America with the food industry, I really, you know, don't trust the food industry very much, to be honest with you. You know, for so long we did what they said about, you know, eating low fat, high carb, and they were so wrong that's why we have our diabetes problem. That's why, you know, Alzheimer's is on the rise. That's why people are getting all these cancers. I mean, it's just unbelievable that they sacrificed the health of all of us Americans to make some money. And they didn't even have any remorse or care about it. So, you know, I don't buy a lot of things already made. I just don't do it. Alright, so it was about, you know, 1.5 scoops with this scooper in each one. And now I'm just going to take a teaspoon and I'm just going to go through here and I'm going to push these down a little bit into the mold. Okay. And then it said optional is you can melt some extra butter and granulated garlic together. And when these are done, you could just use a brush and brush the top of them to give them some garlic-y, buttery flavor. Alright, and then now that you got these all set, it just says drop in even amounts into a muffin pan, makes 12. It doesn't say how long to bake them for. So I'm going to put them in. I'm going to keep an eye on them. I'm going to say about 15 minutes probably. My oven rack's crooked. I must have put it in there at an angle. Alright, and then I'm going to put this in here. Okay. I'm going to give the soup a stir. And, you know, it said when you add the Yankees in, let me move this so you guys can see me. It says, chill in the refrigerator for at least 10 minutes. Grease hands with coconut oil. Roll each into a ball. Each ball into about a 14-inch log. Slice each log into 1-inch pieces. Bring the soup to a boil. Place all the Yankee into the pot and cook until they float about 2 to 3 minutes. So we have 6 minutes left on the timer. So now I'm going to get these back out. And there they are. I'm just going to take this little knife here. And I'm going to just start cutting them. Just cut them all about 1 inch, it said. I'm going to cut these ones. And then when you serve this, you can have one of those rolls, those biscuits that I just showed you how to make and put in the oven. And You know, you want to sprinkle some freshly grated Parmesan on top of your soup, which we have that right here. We haven't, you know, made any of it out of here yet. So we'll just cut this package. And then when we go to have our soup, we're just going to take our cheese grater, put it over the soup, and just put some of this freshly in there. But all right, so we got about 5 minutes left. I'm going to start dropping these into the soup. If you want to come over here, you can see, you know, how they look when they go in. Are you afraid? It's all good. All right, so see here, this is how I cut them up. And then we're just going to drop them in here as quickly as possible so that they'll all be done at the same time. Again, I'm not 100% sure that I even did this right. Okay, so I'm just getting them all off there. Watch burning yourself. Okay, almost got them all in there. All right, so it's done. The biscuits are shortly behind it. I just want to show you guys, you know, how this looks. Okay. And that's the timer, which means it's time to eat. And then you're just going to take your fresh Parmesan, and I got my soup right in here, and you're just going to shred some Parmesan on top. And then as soon as these biscuits are done, you're going to have one of them, like a cracker, to dip into it. All right? So we're going to get them biscuits out, show you what they look like. I took a little bit of butter, melted it in this container, added some granulated garlic powder to it. So now we're going to get these out. They look tasty. They almost look like the Red Lobster biscuits. So come over, I'll show you how to do this end part, and then you can enjoy your dinner. So we got the garlic and the butter mixed right here. Now we're just going to come over here to these, and we're just going to do a dab on top. Just like this. That way that can soak in. And then you know you have to add these to your Carb Manager app to see what the macros are, to see how many you can have, to make sure you stay under your macros for the day. And that was 1 tablespoon of butter, and it looked like it was just enough to do them all. Alright, so that's it. Let me know what you think of this, and I'll see you all soon.